Have you, or do you think that this system would exist as it is right now if there wasn't an attack on masculinity?
Yes, it probably would to some extent, but not as strong. Yeah, well, you could say that the system was growing all through the 20th century. A lot of it is. I mean, it's hard to disentangle bureaucratic self-interest from radical ideology because look at the social work industry. The social work industry grew up all through the 20th century, and from the beginning, it was infused with radical feminism by ideologues like Jane Addams. So from the beginning, there was an element of hatred of men. It wasn't maybe real strong at first, but it grew over and the anti-male ideology dovetailed perfectly with the bureaucratic self-interest. Both of them wanted the man out of the house, to get rid of the fathers. So it's difficult to disentangle the bureaucracy, the bureaucratic self-interest from the ideology. But they certainly work together. So it's and then of course the ideology became supreme starting in the late 60s, 70s, and ever since. And especially, I think in many ways, the ideology became triumphant in the 90s because that was when the social workers really started becoming quasi plainclothes police. That's when they were no longer just handing out money at that point. They were able to throw the fathers out by force and act like little miniature police. And first, I mean, it's fascinating to watch this because what's happened is basically you can see three stages, one of which we're in now. The first stage was to criminalize the adolescents because you threw the fathers out of the home by the welfare system, and of course we know that adolescents without fathers often become criminals, and the communities become criminal communities. So the first stage was criminalizing the adolescents by taking away their fathers. Then the second stage was criminalizing the fathers by the domestic violence and child abuse and child support accusations. Okay, and making the social workers into police. And the third stage is criminalizing the police, right? Which we're doing now. Look what they did to the policeman in the George Floyd case, and what they're doing to the policeman in Memphis, rightly or wrongly. So first of all you criminalize the adolescents. And then you criminalize the fathers, and now you criminalize the real police, the uniformed policemen, because they're the rivals for the social workers. Because the social workers become the real police, plain clothes, and they don't have to follow constitutional protections. Real police have to, read your Miranda rights, observe your constitutional protections. They have to observe certain rights that you have as an American citizen. Social workers don't have to do that; they just take your children, and so. We're gradually seeing the gradual criminalization of males and sometimes females too.